better leave this open because I gotta change the volume around a little bit. 3, 2, 1, go. Once upon a time.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. There was
A girl.
and she
So this is Epistory. The full name of the game being Epistory Typing Chronicles. And as such, typing is going to be a very core mechanic to the game. In fact, the entire game, except for 1 or 2 options in the menu to change your difficulty and the volume, everything else in the game can be controlled entirely by the keyboard, by typing where you want to go in the menu. All of the combat's going to be typing based. And in order to
all of a sudden
promote
she knew where she was.
fast and healthy typing, you actually get 2 different ways. Well, you get technically 3. You get 3 different ways to move your character around. One set is WASD, which corresponds to the arrow keys up, down, left, right, of course. But you also get EFJI to use, so you can keep your fingers a little bit closer to home row, ready to move from moving to typing in combat quickly. Make it easier for you to transition between movement and combat sections of the game. And just always be ready to type. But the 2 letter combinations move your character along different angles. I don't want to say axis because that's not quite right. But if I crisscross applesauce my movement controls, I get very fine control over the angles I want to move my fox in, which is really going to come into play in the second stage when there are sliding ice physics that I need to navigate. It's going to be able to let me get the angles I need in order to do the sliding puzzles a little bit faster than, maybe not faster than intended, but faster than what the obvious, easy solution would be, for sure.
She remembered discovering precious stones.
How did I misspell florist so badly?
She remembered exploring the twisted paths. The more she remembered, the stronger she felt. Dangers awaited beyond the forest, sensing the terrible wrongs. She looked up, and fire fell from the sky.
We're going to be playing through, I guess technically 5 chapters of the game. 5 different stages.
Star died.
The first 4 stages are going to be picking up an element in each level: fire, ice, spark or lightning, and then air, in that order.
Creatures began to appear.
But right now we just have, I guess, normal type damage, if you want to put it that way.
Insectile things which sought to hurt her. With their scything claws.
These symbols, symbols like the one I'm standing on now, are called nests. When you stand on them, you're locked into place, have to fight off wave after wave of enemies. Now, this is the first nest in the game. It's really just meant to give you a primer on how nests work, so it's not too taxing whatsoever. There we go. Some of those chests have inspiration inside them. Inspiration are the points in this game. They're experience points.
This was where the meteor had
They also work to they work to level you up. They also work to are used to unlock new sections of the world map. Through those reveals, that's when the game zooms out and gives you this nice, pretty overview of the world literally unfolding around you in the wonderful origami papercraft type of setting we're in.
The meteorite had buried itself.
That also means that for this first stage, particularly for this first stage, I need to keep my combo going for as long as possible. Because I need to maximize my points, especially in the first 2 stages.
The cavern closed in
because we're not going to be going after any optional content whatsoever. Obviously, it's a speed run. It's any percent, so I'm not going to be going after any extra stages. I don't want to take any extra nests on. I want to do the bare minimum possible, which means, since I do also kind of have to do a high score run with my limited content, it's very important that I combo well, especially in this first stage. It's not so much of a big deal, but you saw I wait a little bit to finish that word, to get the combo reset, just to make sure nothing funny would happen outside of the cutscene. And now I have fire, which that sets things on fire, as you might imagine. A lot of this brush can only be burned away. It can't be eliminated with my regular magic. So it's going to let me light these lanterns on fire. Inferno, when I remember how to type. Wow.
The maze began to
See,
crumble.
I wasn't looking at the bottom screen. I didn't realize I had magma and magmatic on the screen at the same time. That could have came back to bit me a little bit, but made it through okay. And I do want my combo to drop here, so I got all the way to where the combo was supposed to drop. And that's because I want to spend my bonus points for 2 points of intensity, which are going to help me keep my combos going even longer. And as you're about to see, this mid-level boss fight, if you want to put it that way, kinda has a bit of a slow roll to it. I can put upgrade points into anything that upgrades my combo ability at any point, but the points only take effect for the next combo I start. So I want to make sure I had a fresh combo and that I boosted it as much as I could, so I can get through that nest without any problem. You'll also notice that some targets are color-coded. Orange, you probably figured out by now, can only be damaged by fire. Which is okay, that's the only element I have right now. White targets can be taken out by anything. Words that are elementally aligned also tend to fall into a genre, if you want to put it that way. The fire words will have a lot to do with heat and flames and fire and
Familiar term.
burning, as it gives me jaw fat cat. But so there's the exception, I suppose, that proves the rule. Let me get a little bit closer so I don't have to worry about my combo. 2 more points into velocity from extra movement speed.
Together.
Go zoomy. Favorite. Take this. Push all the way over here. Come around. That was a little bit too high. Wow, I'm not close enough to this chest. There we go. Of course, now I don't need it. Doggone it. Getting late. And again, get down the hallway a little bit, then take that out. So I've got a little bit more on my timer for here. There we go. Kept the combo going. Kept the combo going.
And there stood the
I missed a split. I'm not 5 minutes behind. I just missed a split. There we go. Each stage has 2 nests in it, and you cannot leave the stage until you clear the second nest. There is one stage where we are going to try to skip the midpoint nest, rather. Come on! So fire has more than just its world map ability, if you will. It can more than just burn things away. It can also burn the bugs. For any target that has more than one hit point, if each word is a hit point, if I type the first word, the next word will slowly start to burn away. And if I decide to level up my fire ability, it will burn words away faster. But it's generally not going to be faster than just typing, especially on this first is if there's many innumerable targets on the screen, fire will come into play a little bit more. But especially early on, it's not the biggest help in the world.
Green shoots of new life surrounded her.
Get over here.
As she looked out across the horizon, she heard the faintest of whispers rise to an almighty roar.
And yeah, quickly on our way to the second stage.
Race across the land. And then all was still and trembling.
We could grab points here. Trying to get myself to 500. To 500. To 25,000.
Where were these horrors?
Trying to think of, I was about 500 short of doing that. I'm gonna let the combo run out here. Again, so I can put more points into intensity. Help me keep my combo going through this level. What am I doing? I don't know what the word is. Get in here. Bad. I tried bar. I tried bat. It was bad. So here's our sliding block puzzle. I'm going to switch to EFJI here. It's going to put me right where I need to go. Right on the button. Switch up here. Oh yeah. Ha ha! So I combined my two movement options there with S and F. And that got me the angle I needed to scoot right to the exit there. If I miss it, there is a backup. That's not too bad. If I miss the backup, then I have to go basically back to start. I have to hit the last switch and then go back to start and hit all of them in a row again.
The more she learned, the less she knew. Trapped, frightened, she ran.
These spiders only take damage from the ice element, which is why I'm moving. On the move.
Mountains rose around her, looming, mocking.
Get on ice.
A light shone ahead. A light
No, no, no.
of power. As it cast her shadow, it soothed.
Now, because I switched elements before the game told me how to do it,
Learned to control the rising sun.
this tutorial telling me how to switch elements might stay on the screen for quite a while. So just get used to that for a little bit.
She dealt with the barriers one at a time.
Go, go, go.
New challenges approached her.
Come on, I can't see the word.
Claws fair and eyes hungry.
Dean. Test.
But she would not be overwhelmed.
Now, when you're standing on a nest, your combo meter does not reset the full with every word you type, unlike not being on a nest. That's why sometimes the combo meters get very, very low in a nest. That is not the movement I wanted to use there. If I time this right, I'll have typing mode on during this cutscene, which you're generally not supposed to be able to do, but if you time your spacebar right, you can get that. And then I'm gonna miss the doorway entirely. Get over there! Just wanted to keep my combo going. Whoop, 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 whoop. I missed, I see where I missed one. Let's do this. There we go. Go under, go over, overheat. Now we're at the end of the stage.
One last chance to stop the flood.
The other reason why I'm not a big fan of fire, it's not just that the ability isn't fantastic. When things are on fire, it's hard to see what the word is, and it's like, I want to type the word. I could type the word faster than it's burning, if only I could see what it was. Ice. I can't read the word, it's in a bad place. It was like right behind the... What's not helping is I decided not to clear out the chest back at the midway point, and now sometimes when I type a letter, my shots are going over there to break the one letter lock on the chest rather than attacking the things over here. It would be nice to keep my combo going if I remembered what the letters were. Usually it's not a big deal, but at least I get to show it off, I guess. Usually I don't bother because it's doesn't come into play.
I worked so hard to get there, and now I feel like it's drowning.
Yeah, we are doing very well on points.
Though great wisdom flowed from the springs, still she had overcome. They had not been kind to her, and she felt stronger for the trial.
Come on. I'm gonna pick up one extra chest over here. Yeah, I'm gonna be just a couple 100 points short. So there's one more chest here I can pick up that'll definitely put me over the 45,000 I need. No big deal whatsoever. Not gonna fuss about that.
The ruins stood empty. She wondered what secrets they might hold. What stories might be found amongst the
If I had held my combo a little bit better at the end of Drowning Halls, I wouldn't have needed that.
She tasted a memory of copper on her tongue. Clouds like black ink rolled across the sky, and lightning smote the bitter earth. She had never seen a storm like that before. It was an unnatural, fearful thing, a force that must not be unleashed again. Lit from within by a million. She stood below a sky-born sea, amongst its roots of iron and steel. But the city was crumbling to rust and ruin, devastated by the wrath of the storm.
Isotopic. Valve. Go, go, go.
She recognized the machines of industry and the fires.
This stage is definitely the most fun, especially in the speed run. You just kind of zip and zoom around, these long combos going. It's a lot of fun. The stage after this is gorgeous. That's definitely my favorite level as far as aesthetics go. I remember to go the right way. I think I was gonna head to all fragments or something. I don't know where I was going. Here's where I want to go up. And we're going to pick up Spark here.
Excuse me?
The next element on our list.
I'm lost. Hello? How could she survive?
And the fun thing about this particular spot right here is that this level is full of these little bitty lanterns with little 2-letter words on them for you to attack, to turn the lanterns on. And from that spot, if you just face roll your keyboard, you'll start taking out those lanterns one by one. And you can see I've got a pretty big combo going now. Even though I was in a cutscene, I was able to keep my combo going. All in all, just good times. Oh, whoosh. I like it when it goes outside of the keyboard to inside the keyboard. It's easier for me to roll my fingers that way.
Perhaps with the courage of her dreams.
Mike. Hit the switches first.
She could
Like,
make
I haven't done this before or something, right? Jeez, come on. I see you, Bug, and I just don't care right now. Now turn all the switches on, which opens the door by the exit. So you'd probably think, it's time to leave, right? Nope, I gotta hit the switch, get her next to me, hit the switch, so now I'm out of the maze. But I gotta hit the switch one more time, because the door that leads to the exit that I just opened, that door is closed. There we go.
She would try to fit
Go,
in,
go,
to
go,
belong
go,
among
go,
the
go,
ironworks,
go,
the
go.
strange towers. Keep the lights on.
Ha 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 ha! Get the combo going. Run, run. Left. Go.
She saw
Go.
glimmers of light
Go.
far
Go.
above her, and dared to think that she herself
Whoosh.
She found the homes of those who lived here.
Can I move? There's another bug on the screen. That's why it wouldn't let me move. Now, the cool thing about... I don't think I talked about Spark yet. Spark is chain lightning when you use it on enemies. It'll bounce from target to target. And the nice thing about it is it jumps from shorter words to longer words, just like it jumps from longer words to shorter words. So these fat little caterpillars that have like 1,000,000 hit points, but they're all really short words to type, they're my new best friend. Especially once I get the last couple of points into Spark that I don't have in here right now. Oh man, that is some serious wave clear right there. And there's a little bit more to it than that. There are rules, if you will, to your chain lightning, as far as when it will and won't jump. But just by having it, we're going to be clearing out waves a lot faster. I couldn't see what that word was on the caterpillar. It was burning away, and I really just couldn't read it. So I'm glad it burned away, because it was just illegible to me. Just make sure I don't lose. I'm gonna make sure I hit that switch down there too, just once. It's going to let me skip to the end of the next little maze here. Those switches are connected for whatever reason. Which is really nice for us. Oh, right to the exit.
Thank you. God, that was close. I swear, one of those things will get me someday.
So the theme to this level, if you haven't been paying attention, is kind of like, you know, little girl moves to the big city, and it's a big scary city. She doesn't know anybody. She doesn't have any friends. She gets lost a ton. And the message you get at the end of the maze there is, you know, like, oh gosh, I finally found a friend. I found somebody who's nice to me. It's not such a big scary city anymore. And I always thought, you know, when I found that shortcut to the exit, I kind of found it by accident. I was like, oh man, I can't believe that was there the whole time. What a beautiful message of, you know, big city life, or however you want to put it, you know, like, yeah, the big city really is scary when you first move there, but, you know, it's really not all that big and scary once you get used to it. I'm like, that's such a great message. Like, look, now that I know it's here, this maze is not nearly as scary as it was before, right? Just a nice, beautiful little message, right? Made me happy. I was so happy I, you know, stumbled on it that way. And it was good for the stream, you know, good all the way around, right? And the next day, I turned into somebody else's stream who's speedrunning Epistory, and they're like, "Oh hey, look at this skip I found." Then I found out, you know, it's not actually that way by default. You have to hit the switch on the floor before and kind of cheat a little bit, cheat your way through that maze in order to get the exit that way. So it's not a beautiful message about the big city life or anything. It's just another glitch, another thing that speedrunners just ruin or whatever, right? Just ruined all my fun. All my fun. It's okay, we're gonna take out our frustration on these caterpillars. When I remember how to type. Come at me. Copy, dark mass. Alright, pretty close to here. I just got it by accident. I didn't even see what the word was. There's one bug that comes from the bottom of the screen on this wave. Just one. And he moves so slowly, but he got me yesterday. I was so mad. He's never going to get me again. Never again. Pry, pit, bad. Down the middle. Oh, here we go. I gotta switch off of Spark now. Smog. I can't see the words.
She brought life to the dead men and calmed the storm's anger.
Mud, mud, mud. That should do it? No. A little bit more.
Praying, souls
Aim,
with tears.
we... I wish I had a little bit more help from Spark in that last one. I'm not sure what the deal was there.
She had grounded the storm, tamed the lightning.
Over 80,000. Got teleport now. Back to the Drowning Halls.
So she left the city behind.
Mike. This way. It's getting a little bit ahead of myself. Definitely wasn't trying to skip this level or anything.
Idle winds played in her hair. She smiled for a moment, delighting in its feather touch, until the wind picked up, and tornadoes fury blotted out the sun.
This is such a pretty level. I like it a lot. You have to watch out for the enemies. Can my Spark get going here? Don't let him get quite that close, maybe. There's no need to show off. Hey yo! One more wave. Move!
She saw islands floating in the sky ahead of her, as if the tornado had ripped the very...
Shattered Isles.
Windmills rotated lazily in the distance.
Go left, 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 go left. There we go.
Yet the land lay
Sprint.
broken around her. fractured by the tornado's word, she wondered if she were broken too.
So this is the first time in this category we do one of these mini games. Oh wow, that was ugly. These little mini games called a chase. Just have to run from point to point. If we move too slow, we have to start the whole chase over again. This will fudge. Eventually unlock that door right there. I can't believe I dropped my G key. This is the only chase we do. Oh no, there's a chase in the last level as well. But you do many more chases in all fragments, where you see a lot more of the optional content. I don't know why it stopped. That's why I had to stop twice. Come to the top. Hit both. Loop all the way around. Back to the top. Back to the top. All the way through. And don't run into the bug. Sprint, Fox, sprint, sprint, sprint. I'm holding the shift and everything. Where are you going, Foxy? Go. So you might imagine these bugs are coming up. Only take damage from the element I don't have yet, which is wind. I can get around it. I'm gonna freeze that bug. Move on. I'm gonna need that bug. In just a little bit. Now that I have wind, you're meant to go up and left around that bug I froze. Move on to the second half. I guess the middle third of the level and go to the midway point of the level. But right now my checkpoint is all the way back at those electric switches I hit way, way back when. So I'm going to take a death warp. And that's going to put me on the front half of the map, if you will. And I'll have to backtrack a little bit to get where I need to go. That's true. But it lets me skip a big chunk of the level and a very long maze. So, one death warp in the run. That's purposeful. Sends you back here. It's a nice time save. One little catch. One little hiccup, because it's a typing game I got involved with. So I had to find something that just drives everybody batty in the speedrun. Hold on. Wait. There's a chance in this game, especially in older versions. I'm not sure if maybe the patch versions handle a little bit better. But especially in older versions of the game, like the one I'm running on, there's a chance that when you get a game over, the game forgets how many points you had before you started your combo. How many points you had going into the level, basically. And it will reset you back many points. Sometimes losing 10, 20, 30,000 points at a time that way. Which will kill your run, because I have to get to 100,000 points to unlock the last level. So losing a ton of points here is not an option. Down a little more. That should do it. That looks like it did it. See, we're all the way at the end. Whoops.
She found the center of the islands. The eye of the storm.
Back to Spark. Let's go. Now, my only beef with this nest is the text is white and the stone is also pretty white. It's not that hard to read, but it's not making it easy for you to read either. It doesn't really throw too many tricks at you either, though. Like, there will be a huge wave of enemies coming from the left. There will be so many enemies on the left-hand side of the screen, they won't be able to even get out of their little nook to come and get me. They're completely a non-threat. But it's not even like a feint. They're just the only enemies on the screen. Rot and bad. See, the problem is I can usually read the words when they're smaller on those guys, but it's white text on white background. It's just a little bit harder for me to read it. That's what I'm talking about. There's nothing coming from anywhere else on the screen. It's not even like a trick. It's all just right there on the left. Everybody's getting cleared out by the spark over there. It's nice. This is a pretty easy nest. As I say, I completely missed that dude. Crave apnea.
She calmed.
Go, go, go. And we're gonna hit just over 100,000 points. We're out of here.
She left the islands with
Map. Back to the drowning halls.
a new purpose. She realized that she felt whole for the first time.
That's not necessarily the way I wanted to bounce there. That's okay. Just wish the next patch of ice is on the screen there. Down. I think there's 2 more reveals between here and the last stage of the game. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Want to make sure you line up so your wind hits both of those at the same time. That's not even a new thing. It was like there were a couple of those in the last level too, but I don't think I explained out loud what I was doing on screen. Yep, let's reveal one more reveal, and then we're off to the desert. Or are we off to the desert now? No, one more. I thought so. So I was looking. It looked like we were on track for the run to be just over an hour, like an hour 1. But it's because my splits were not. I wasn't on the right split. So we're actually definitely on pace for a sub 1 hour run, provided nothing really doofy happens in this last level. The biggest thing I'm worried about is as the level is revealing itself right before the last nest. If I get over eager and I find just the right nook and hit it at just the right angle, you can fall through the level, and that's problematic, to say the least. Also, the last nest is very, very long. As you might imagine, it is the last fight of the game. So if something happens there, like I tunnel vision and I don't see something that's about to hit me and I die, that's a very big time loss. Losing at any point in the last nest. Because there's a checkpoint right before the nest, but there's not a checkpoint through your progress in the nest. Gonna loop around here. There are going to be a lot of bugs on the screen. Most of them I'm not going to have to worry about. And if I do, I have wind equipped. So what wind's effect is, it's an area of effect, a whirlwind that will knock enemies back. I guess I didn't get the I guess I didn't hit the thing right. Oh, come on. Fox. There we go. Phew. Man, it was really picky. I've never had to four-shot that before. I've never had that much trouble. When I was learning the game, I never had that much trouble. What was that? Spy. So many artifacts on the screen. I have a hard time reading the words sometimes. Unfortunately, doing any percent means we don't get to see what's my favorite nest in the game. What I think is one of the harder nests in the game. But it's not the last one in the game. In the crystalline mine, there's a nest that's basically in pitch black. And scattered around the nest are a couple of crystals. And you have to hit the crystals so that they light up for a very short period of time. So you have to constantly light each quadrant of the screen so you can actually see the bugs and attack them before they get you. So it's this constant battle of keeping the lights up but not wasting too much time. Keeping the lights up. I should have just shut up and cleared out those bugs. Enemies do not respawn though, so I think I cleared them all out before I went down. There we go. And I needed to backtrack. That's what gets you in trouble in that section. You have to go the wrong way and then backtrack in order to advance the game, and that's what gets you in trouble. Let me clear out the bugs. Oh, that was a really dumb death I took. I'm gonna be a little mad about that when I see the end. When I see the time at the end of the run. But that's alright. That's okay. Can't do nothing about it now. Gotta make sure I don't fall off the level. If I fall off the level, that's a big pain in the butt. I'm gonna take the time to clear out some of these little minions on my way to the nest, because otherwise they'll join the final boss fight, and that can overwhelm me very quickly.
Sands rose around him.
See, I couldn't stay on Spark there, and I lost a lot of my wave clear. Path. Why can't I type it? I'm on Spark somehow. I don't know how I typoed into Spark, but that was bad. I flew. I got a little bit closer than it should have. Now that we're on ice, I have a lot more breathing room to work with, because it's just going to freeze enemies in place as I go. So if I get in a lot of trouble, I can just switch targets constantly, keep everything frozen. I still have a ton of time. Now we're on Spark. Again, the big thing here is not to get tunnel vision. The waves come at you from the same direction every time. There's no RNG as far as your... The words are RNG. The enemies themselves are not RNG. So part of it is just getting used to the waves as well. Learning where the game throws things at you from a funny angle. Now here's the problem with wind, is that its special ability is knockback. I think I said that earlier. And some of these words that are in the back are already hard to read. Pantomimic. Elegant. And it's also AoE knockback. So it knocks things off the screen where they're not targetable anymore. Fudge. But we're through it. Gun cut. Guess nothing was in range of impressionism to give me any help over there. Hood. Wait for it a little bit closer before I work on the top there. It's hard to read. Dogma. Condolence. See, I didn't even see what was on that other bug over there. I got help from the little bug. The smaller bug, I should say. Dutch. I was having a hard time targeting the bug I wanted to target there. Go!
The desert stretched onwards. no turning back from here, but you have to press on. I want to go home now.
I'm a little disappointed in how the last stage went. That one death was really quite stupid. Really quite stupid. But otherwise, I am very happy with this run. It's gonna just miss sub 55. I mean, I'm just gonna miss it. Probably 55, 15, 55, 20. I actually don't know how long it is between here and the end of the level. I mean, end of the run, time-wise. It's just one more. Yeah, it's gonna be 550. It's gonna be 55, 20. Time.
My name is...
That last level could have gone a little bit better. Would have been a sub 55 if it had gone a little bit better. But that is it for Epistory. I think I'm gonna do one more run. I think I'm gonna do one more run tonight.